This is my sister Alex, and this is Fingers, my slightly skittish carpet python. They are not really friends yet. She's afraid of him.
He just moves a lot in my facial region.
It's alright, I'll try to keep him away from you.
Appreciate that.
No problem. I know most of you are probably watching this sometime in January, but today for me it is actually Christmas Day. We've had some breakfast and made some Christmas calls and opened presents, but there's one more present left, and that is giving Fingers the gift of a new home. This thing is so cool, you guys. You are going to love it. Let's go. Okay, so we got Fingers on our last trip to Montreal in September, and he has been in a 40-gallon quarantine tank since then.
Aren't you all about like snake welfare? Isn't that like way too small for a snake that size?
So yes, that would be way too small as a long-term home. But when you are quarantining a new reptile, which you should do for at least a month, longer is better, anytime you bring a new reptile into your home, you want to be able to monitor your animal and make sure that they don't have mites or a respiratory infection or skin issues. You've got to monitor everything, poops, sheds, everything. And a simple, smaller enclosure is the best way to do that. And as long as it is temporary, that is perfectly fine. Initially, Fingers was just on paper towels with a couple of hides and a water dish. After about a month or so with no issues, he got a few enrichment items and a little bit of cocoa fiber as a substrate while he finished off his quarantine and waited for this bad boy to be complete. This enclosure is really cool, but I can't take any of the credit for it aside from holding stuff to be drilled, cut, or glued. My dad pretty much did this on his own while I worked on some other stuff. Between you and me, he did a great job.
That will go directly to his head. You cannot say things like that.
Right, he did an awful job.
I'm right here.
No, you just can't say it to him.
Oh, he did a good job. You did awful. Anyway, this started out as a hutch or a china cabinet. We got it at Restore for super cheap. It actually cost more to deliver it than it did to buy it. Over the past few weeks, my dad extended out the back to give it more floor space, sealed it, lit, and decorated into what you will see in a minute. Snakes are hardy creatures and will do well in minimalist enclosures, provided that it covers their basic needs. But studies show that providing enrichment for your snakes builds resilience and adaptability. They will be less stressed out by new experiences and will be more likely to want to explore something or someone new if they are properly enriched. Basically, your snake will be happier and you'll have a much easier time building a relationship with your snake if you give them lots of ways to stimulate them, both physically and mentally.
Is that why your snakes, for the most part, are all very social and easy to handle?
That's probably a big part of it, yeah, honestly.
So how does one stimulate them, physically and mentally?
It's all about giving them opportunities to exercise their natural behavior. You would give them lots of climbing opportunities, lots of different burrowing opportunities, and giving them lots of dirt, leaf litter, even putting in isopods and like the bigger kinds of pill bugs. Buddy, you can't go that way. She doesn't like you. You're scary to her. That gives them something to like mentally stimulate them because they're thinking, what's this tiny little crawly thing? I can't eat it. What is it? Also taking them outside of their enclosure and handling them like this, that also gives them lots of stimulation mentally. It gives them things to think about. And if you only handle them in one room and then suddenly you take them into your bedroom or your living room and they have to smell the new things, see the paintings and pictures, that is stimulation all around. Or even taking your snakes out into your backyard if you have one, or someplace that's safe for them to go outside. That is a huge stimulation for their brain, and my snakes absolutely adore it. So I think that's probably a big part of it, yeah.
And that's totally safe, good thing to do if you have snakes?
Yes, as long as you do not leave them alone outside, make sure there are no pesticides on the ground, and make sure that no cats or dogs go to the bathroom out there. You don't want anything toxic to come in contact with your snakes. And if you want to be extra careful, give them a wipe off with a wipe before you put them back in their enclosure. Fingers is very sweet, and a lot of his current stimulation is in his quarantine home, and it's not really great stimulation at that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his personality blossom in this new, very cool, very big home. I'm so excited.
Okay, he keeps coming into my face space. So can we open this, show the nice people, and get him out of my face space?
Sure. Okay, without further ado, let's unwrap this bad boy and get fingers in it.
Merry Christmas, Fingers, you terrifying little friend.
Aw, great.
Want that one?
Here you go, bud. No, let's go.
Enjoy, you slither wolf snake. Now, as you can see, it doesn't lock, which is very scary. But
does lock.
Our dad has added things, so it does.
Mm-hmm.
There's no snakes in my bed at night.
So,
One sec. Now that he's in there, can I get something I like?
sure.
I feel like I need to prove that it's not all snakes. It's just those in my face space. Maggie and I are best friends. So, I think he did a pretty good job on this. What do you think?
I think he did well. So, as good of a job as my dad did on this, he was not terribly diligent about filming the process. So, I'm sorry about that for the people out there who wanted a tank build, but that's not happening this time.
That is going to happen again, though, yeah?
Oh, almost certainly.
Okay.
While Fingers explores, I'll walk you through what he did. I'll put up whatever footage he actually did get and intercut that B-roll of Fingers cruising. Hopefully it'll come together somewhat coherently. Here goes. So like I said earlier, he extended the back to basically double the floor space. Everything was sealed with rubberized sealant, and he put in this blue corrugated plastic stuff at the back. Blue was the cheapest color that they had at Rona.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He would buy the cheapest one.
That is
tracks.
And this was supposed to be entirely covered by decor, but once it was in there, he thought, hey, this might look cool as like a sky. So he scrapped the original plan and came up with this split mountain bridge thingy instead.
I think it looks pretty cool.
I think so too, honestly. The mountains are carved styrofoam panels glued on top of each other, then coated with grout, then airbrushed, and finally sealed. He made the bridge out of some old scrap wood, and there's a hide built into the bridge over there with an entrance on the bottom and the top. There's a shelf over on this side that you can't see from the front, but will allow Fingers to kind of hide and let him weave through the bridge but still stay out of the sight, you know, sort of. There's a daylight bulb mounted in the middle here.
Oh, in the middle.
Yeah. As the bridge kind of blocks a lot of the light from the LEDs, down here's where the plants are. The plants that need the light. So that's why that's there. Some branches were mounted for climbing, and Dad made a hide at the bottom out of bark, which Fingers is using to demonstrate right now. You've got the usual tropical substrate, leaf litter, some pill bugs, and isopods as cleanup crew. My mom had the idea of doing this kind of stream bed thing, which Fingers is covering, made out of some pebbles and some punky bits of wood going from the front to the back. I think it honestly really gives the perception or impression of depth and distance. Nicely done, Mom. So that's Fingers' new home. I think he's really going to love it. I mean, he's already exploring so much. I can't wait for him to explore this every single day. Fingers will be getting a dedicated carpet python video in the future, and I will be talking about his behavior and socialization. I'm very hopeful that this super enriching new enclosure and environment will help with his development and add some good context for that video. So watch for that soon-ish. I think that'll do it. What do you think, Al?
Aren't you supposed to ask him to do things like and subscribe and all that stuff?
I forget sometimes, okay?
Okay, don't, that I will do it. Look, she puts all the links right there. They're literally right there. You like, subscribe, follow her channel, check out her social, watch her TikTok. I'm gonna be on that too, and I'm great. Also, I'm gonna have to pay for the nursing home, so I'm gonna need some of y'all to help out a little bit, please. She's launching a Patreon. If y'all saw that, great content. Highly recommend. Come on. She's a good kid. Look at her. She's cute. She works hard. She knows stuff. Give the kid a follow. Come on.
Thank you. So I guess with that, nurture all nature. Bye.
Holy hell.
hear the mic so bad. Especially because it's right above your head.
Oh, do I need to say it quieter? Okay.